I've been homeless 6 times in my life. Each one lasted about a year to a year and a half. One place I was working for like 9 months and I couldn't get a place off the street. You know, I can't describe what people go through when they're homeless. I tell people, I think most people think it's awful, but you really don't know how awful it is until you end up on the street. When I was homeless and I was doing drugs, which I was at the end, thievery was way up there. I had a partner I called my running buddy, and boy, we could make a lot of money in a day ripping off places like Lowe's and Home Depot. When I wasn't around him, Walgreens, man, I beleaguered Walgreens. I'd hit 4 or 5 Walgreens a day and just make about 30 bucks out of each one, returning stuff that wasn't mine. I mean, it was just, and food I would steal, but I was good at it. And that was a problem because I knew I was good at it. And I got caught twice at Fry's. Once I was just being stupid, and the other time she made a mistake, but it turned out she caught me. But most people never caught me, and that's the way I lived. But when you're on the street itself, it's hard to cook. So you gotta, start stealing pre-made sandwiches and stuff like that, and anything that you can just eat. Candy bars. If you got open top cans of food, you can get those. I mean, it was really hard. That's a big reason why I volunteer now. I did so many awful things. I want to pay the city of Tucson back. Helping the homeless, I think, is one way to do it. For a long time, I had a car that was breaking down pretty bad, but I would sleep in the car at night, and one window wouldn't roll down, so in summer I had to open up both doors to get any air, and the police visit me every night thinking I was drunk or dead, so it got ridiculous. I mean, the dispatcher for the police knew my first name, and you'd say, "Okay, tell Ray to have a good night." But that's the way I lived, and I kept the car most of the time, so I had a place to sleep. But I didn't have to do under the tunnels and the bridges and out in the woods in a tent. But there were times when, I had a tough time. And, you have to find food, you have to find sleep, and the way the three are set up. Primavera, Salvation Army, and the Gospel Rescue Mission, they don't cover. You can go from one to the other, but you'll always have weeks where you have no home. So it's tough. But you see those guys make the circuit, and they still do, and I meet people that are still in that circuit. But for 1 or 2, maybe at one point, I think it's almost 2 months, you're homeless. I was staying at Primavera's transitional housing for disabled people. And, it was a great place, and I really appreciate it. When I got my Social Security, they were kind of bum-rushed me out of there, and I got really upset. But I happened to see a place for rent, and I went, and I didn't like it. But I met the landlords, and they said, "Oh, my God, we manage all these properties, and, we can fix you up." And I went to the place. I still live there. I'll be 3 years in January. And, I walked in, and after all my problems in life, I said, "My God, I never thought I'd have a place with carpet again." And even though it's junky, doesn't cost much carpet, every day I live there, I still look around, and I'm so grateful that, I got to that point.